Backstreet Beauty Salon, and Daniel's Jewelers, a store, by the way, for girls and guys.
Yes, and Nail Fashions, where they do waxing and eyelash extensions. There's Lisa's Threading. You know, Mark, eyebrow threading is a big thing nowadays.
I do know about Mr. Yu's.
Yes, when you're ready for lunch, it's Mr. Yu's Chinese restaurant.
Best of all, Mr. Yu's is right next to KCAA.
Yes, all this located in the Carousel Mall, right off the 215, the 2nd and 3rd Street exit.
Come visit the Carousel Mall. We're open.
For more info, go to kcaaradio.com.
This is KCAA Loma Linda. CNBC News is next. Brought to you by BuySellMakeOffer.com. Go there now and join the thousands who have already signed up for a new and exciting way to buy and sell online, launching January 15th.
I'm Tom Busby, CNBC Radio. There's a rally on Wall Street thanks mostly to a spike in the price of oil as an East Coast blizzard has millions of Americans cranking up the thermostat and filling up their generators. Right now, the Dow is up 219 points, the Nasdaq up 117, and crude is up 9% just today. Now, one member of the Dow putting a real drag on the index, it's American Express. Shares are down 12% after some mixed earnings late Thursday. That's taking about 50 points off the Dow. But there was a blowout home sales figure for December. Existing home sales up nearly 15%. That's the biggest one-month increase ever and the biggest number in 9 years. Much of that is because of new mortgage fee disclosure rules that went into effect in October, and that delayed a lot of closings back in November. And 12,000 union pilots at United Airlines have approved a 2-year contract extension. It gives them a 22% pay hike in 2 years. Tom Busby, CNBC.
I just feel like something's missing.
I know. What we had was so big.
And warm and bright.
And yellow.
Oh, I really miss the sun.
No sun? No problem. Centrum, the most trusted multivitamins, now have more of the vitamin D3 you need. Get the vitamin D you could be missing this winter with Centrum multivitamins. Now our highest level of D3 ever.
This Valentine's Day, give the gift that costs less than roses and lasts forever. Name a star after someone you love. I'm Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. Call 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com and tell that special someone how much you care. For $54, we will send a beautiful personalized gift, and the new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Make it a Valentine's Day you will treasure forever. Call 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com and give the gift of a star.
Hey guys, Pat Matthews here to tell you about the newest and best way to sell products online. It's BuySellMakeOffer.com, an enormously revolutionary way to sell your stuff online. It's time to clean out the garage, your old golf clubs, sports equipment, tools, and yes, even your car. Forget about the way the other guys have taken more than their share from you when the sales were finalized. Look, it's happened to me over and over and over. Then I found BuySellMakeOffer.com. They will never charge you item fees. Just go there right now to sign up and load all your stuff to our server to sell. This is not an auction site. Sell your car, sell your home. Realtor, sign up now. Just use our resources along with Skype and videos, then add your creativity to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to BuySellMakeOffer.com and sign up. The excitement is building. I've signed up to sell my stuff with BuySellMakeOffer.com. You should too. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the very latest in live, local, national, and international news here on KCAA, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Republican presidential candidate Ted Cruz says politics are the only reason he would go after Donald Trump.
He is bold, he's brash, he's an amazing marketer. I mean, this man is an entertainer and marketer par excellence. And so I'm not going to attack him personally. Now, I will draw policy distinctions. I think that's fair game in politics.
Cruz says Trump just spends time at his events attacking him rather than talking about what he's going to do for America. Cruz did admit that despite all of the insult, he still likes Trump. Isn't that sweet? And a former pilot for Alaskan Airlines is facing federal charges after being arrested for flying a plane while drunk. Authorities arrested 60-year-old David Hans Arnston on Wednesday. According to the criminal complaint, Arnston was under the influence while piloting 2 Alaska airline flights in June of 2014. He faces up to 15 years in prison if convicted. And here at home, a Paris man who died yesterday after his 1-ton truck hit a tree and overturned in Menifee was identified this morning. Anthony George, 44, was pronounced dead at 3:15 in the afternoon at the crash scene on Murrieta Road north of Garbani Road. Emergency crews found George's Chevrolet flatbed truck lying on the passenger side, and firefighters cut the driver out of the wreckage. Not good. Inland Empire weather, partly sunny today, high of 74, overnight low of 44. Rain coming back to visit us tomorrow with a high of about 64. Right now we are 70 degrees here in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive, stop and go traffic on the 15 northbound between the 60 and Jurupa. Oh, you're probably saying, what's new there? And then the 10 east is also busy between Haven and the 15. Moreno Valley, stop and go 215 northbound between Cactus and University Avenue, and the 60 west busy between Day Street and the 215. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
Join me, Stephanie Miller, every weekday for the antidote to cantankerous conservatives. And if they don't like it, too bad. It's on KCAA.
From 4 till 5, Monday through Friday afternoon.
KCAA, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step 2, step 2, step 2, step 2, step 2. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step 2, step 2, step 2, step 2, step 2. Baby girl.
What would you do to get to me? What would you say to have your way? Would you give up or try again if I hesitate?
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones this hour at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Sean starts us off in Phoenix this hour. Hi, Sean. How are you?
Good morning to you, sir. I'm doing excellent.
Good. How can I help?
Yes, I have a question for you. My mother has invested thousands of dollars years ago in the dinar, thinking she's going to retire on that. What is your view on that? I told her it was a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
And they're sucking money out of her left and right.
Yeah, she's lost her money.
Yeah.
It's very sad. How much do you think she's put into that?
Probably, not much, 8,000-10,000.
Yeah, it's gone. I mean, if she can get anything out of it, I'll be surprised. And if she can, she should immediately. Most of those things are scams, straight up. Now, if you could actually physically invest in the Iraqi dinar, that would still be stupid on steroids. And let me explain to you why. Okay, let's say, for instance, that you were going to invest in currencies. And then you were to invest in the currency of another country, the yen, the Deutschmark, the euro, right? You would invest in the currency of a country that the economy is going to outperform the U.S. Dollar, because you're putting dollars into the other currency, because you're investing from America. And so if you're going to put that into the English pound, then the English economy needs to outperform the American economy so that the strength of the pound, including their monetary policy, goes up versus your dollar, and that's where your return comes. To the extent that that entire government is unstable, means that that could go away. For instance, let's just be bizarre and say we could go back in time and you could invest in Confederate dollars for the Confederate States of America during the Civil War. That's a government that you invested in that was unstable, that was later obviously collapsed by the North winning the war, right? And so, you know, those dollars are worth absolutely nothing. I had a Special Forces guy bring me by some Iraqi money from before, from when Saddam was there. It's got his face on it. All that money is just a keepsake. It's just kind of a cute thing to put on the bookshelf. It's obviously worth nothing, right? And so she has invested in a currency, hypothetically. I doubt she's even done that. She probably got scammed. But if you actually put money in the Iraqi dinar, you've invested in the currency in a war-torn country that we don't know if that monetary system's even going to survive, much less outperform the U.S. economy. So it's a stupid, stupid idea on all fronts. Under any analysis, but the worst thing about it is there's been a whole bunch of scams around this, and most of these things, as you said, are Ponzi scams.
That's what I feel, and I've told her in the past, and she brings it up every year, you know, a few times a year, and I just shake my head and keep my mouth shut.
Well, I mean, to the extent you can call your own mother stupid and get away with it, you should, so you can get her to stop doing this.
Well, she hasn't bought any more, but it's just like, oh, I'm going to retire. You know, I'm going to buy a house as soon as the dinar comes through. It's
it's not going to come through.
It's a war-torn country. It's not going to come through.
It's not going to come through, Mom. I mean, you invested it in bottled water, and somebody poured the water out. I mean, it's just a dumb, dumb place to put money. Plus, I doubt it even made it actually into the investment. I would say there's a high probability that this lady's been completely scammed and will get zero. So I would go ahead and cash out now if you can, and wink, wink, and let's see what happens then. Just tell her to try to do that, and that'll tell her a whole lot about the people she's working with. All right, Marlene is with us in Cincinnati. Hey, Marlene, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay. I know you don't have a high opinion of credit cards, period.
That would be an understatement.
My husband and I, ours are paid in full every month. We never carry a balance.
Okay.
What I'm asking is your opinion about the regular credit cards that give you cash back versus the airline mileage credit cards where they give you a mile for each dollar that you spend, but they generally have like $100 annual fee. And I travel quite a bit to Europe, and so I was wondering whether those those airline credit cards are worth having, or just get your regular cashback credit card and buy your own airline ticket. You know what I'm saying? Not worry about the accumulating miles and so forth.
I've just studied what wealthy people do, and wealthy people, I've never met a millionaire said, Dave, you know, I made all my money with my airline miles. What they've done is avoid scams and avoid tricks and avoid things that are where you work your butt off to make no money. I've never met one said, Dave, you know, I make substantial money on my cash back. I never met a millionaire that said that. And the reason is that when you play with snakes, you'll be bitten. And you know, think about what you actually have to run through that card to actually end up with anything. It's ridiculous. You spend a lot of your brain power trying to keep up with this crap. So what I do is I have debit cards on my business and debit cards on my personal account, and I don't live my life for cash back. I just live my life, and I get good buys on things, and I watch what I'm doing, and I purchase bargains, and I ask for discounts, and I just run around with money, and I end up with money. So yeah, my opinion is that that's a gimmick, and that's an understatement. It's a gimmick beyond belief that has scarfed more money out of the American public. You know, an example of that is there was a GM MasterCard for a while. Now, here's a dumb idea. Spend $100,000 through your GM credit card. You get 2% cash back. That's $2,000. Off a $25,000 car that loses $6,000 when you drive it off the lot. Oh, that's combining two stupid things. So, I mean, it's just, this is the kind of things people do. running around, you're stepping over dollars to pick up nickels. And it's a waste of time. I wouldn't do any of it. That's my answer. Thanks for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. It is a free call. Melissa's on Facebook.com/Dave Ramsey. How do you feel about healthcare cost sharing plans as opposed to traditional health insurance? I like them. And I think in a lot of cases, there's something to really seriously consider. My personal insurance is through our group insurance here at the office. We've got 520 folks here, and we get a great plan. We have a great health plan here, and so mine is that way. But we endorse Christian Healthcare Ministries as one of those it's one of the health care sharing people, and we tell folks to give that a look. It does qualify to where you're not fined under Obamacare, and it's a lot less expensive. And if you get one that has a long track record like that one does of paying its bills and of meeting the obligation, then you're pretty safe, I think. But I'm not going to tell you I personally got it because I don't right now. But thank you for your question. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, this is Stacy Keach, host of the Twilight Zone radio dramas. Each week, I'll present one of Rod Serling's classic Twilight Zone stories, fully dramatized for radio. Each show will star one of your favorite entertainment personalities, supported by an outstanding ensemble cast, Twilight Zone music, and special sound effects. So be sure to cross over into that fifth dimension on the Twilight Zone radio dramas.
Friday nights at midnight here on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
We have our friend and longtime partner, Howard Russell, who is the CEO and president of Christian Healthcare Ministries. Howard, it works. It's affordable for followers of Christ. This is, in fact, an actual ministry. It's not just a word in the title of your organization.
There's a wonderful model that members in all 50 states, they pay a monthly membership fee. If they have medical bills, they send those bills into us. We send the money to the member who then pays the bills. That model works because it finds its basis in the Bible in Acts chapters 2 and 4. That's what we do, and we are legal, plus we are more affordable.
You can go to chministries.org. That's chministries.org. And on their website, you can get every answer that you could possibly ever need, and you can communicate with their amazing team. So check it out now, chministries.org.
KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM is San Bernardino Strong.
In AgNet West today, an update on the bird flu and what officials are saying now after this.
Tell weeds where to go with Kcaa herbicide from Valent USA Corporation. Growers and PCAs count on Kcaa because it's effective on more than 90 of the toughest winter annual broadleaf and grass weeds in crops like almonds, pistachios, walnuts, grapes, and alfalfa. Kcaa delivers proven long-lasting residual control, and Kcaa can be used on new plantings and young non-bearing trees and vines. Even better, Kcaa is weather-ready and farm-ready. Kcaa stays where you put it and doesn't photodegrade as it waits for moisture activation. Other pre-emergence herbicides can leach, co-distillate, and or photodegrade, reducing performance. And Kcaa is activated with only a quarter inch of rainfall or irrigation water. Take control and keep control of weeds with Kcaa herbicide. To learn more, talk to your PCA or go to valent.com/Kcaa. And while you're there, find out how Asana XL insecticide protects trees from dormant peach twig borer. Always read and follow label instructions.
Indiana state officials say no new cases of highly pathogenic avian influenza were reported since the weekend. Indiana State Board of Animal Health said that 100 farms tested over 24 hours came back negative. The state says the tests show control measures are working. The outbreak is one of the worst to hit Indiana, and containing it could take weeks, according to state officials. USDA confirmed the first infection of a farm last Friday in southern Indiana. Since then, the state found 9 more farms in Indiana's largest poultry-producing county were infected with HPAI and were in the process of being depopulated or were already depopulated. The number of euthanized birds was expected to top 400,000. The state did increase the surveillance zone Monday and depopulated 150,000 non-infected egg-laying hens as a precaution. We have much more about the bird flu on our website. I'm Sabrina Hill for AgNetWest.com.
Kcaa.
Thank you for joining us. We're glad you're here. Eric and Jennifer join us from San Antonio, Texas. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show, you guys.
Hi, how are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
We're just calling to do our debt-free scream with you.
Awesome. How much have you paid off?
We paid off about $15,000.
Cool. And how long did that take you?
It took us about 2 years. It was cash flowed, but I mean, we did have to put it on hold every here and there, but I'd say overall it was about 2.
Okay. Making what kind of money during that time?
We started off just below $60,000, and we ended with about $75,000.
Way to go. What do you guys do for a living?
I am a nurse. I work in public health for our local county.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a property claims adjuster.
Very cool. Good for you guys. What kind of debt was this?
It's pretty much all student loan, my student loan.
So what happened 2 years ago that made you decide you should get out of debt? And tell me about your journey.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of thought we were okay because, we didn't have a whole lot of debt. But my employer started showing, your financial peace videos during lunch. And I kind of got hooked onto it, told Jennifer about it. She even met me at my office to watch the videos at lunch with me.
Cool.
And from that point on, we got the Total Money Makeover audiobook and just started listening to you on the radio and kind of hit it off from there and kind of realized that we're not as in good shape as we could be.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And there's always room for improvement.
So, wow, that's a pretty cool journey. How's it feel to be out of debt?
Awesome.
So, Jennifer, what do you think? Jennifer, what's the key to getting out from your perspective?
Mostly communication, I'd say.
Okay, very cool. Well, congratulations, you guys. Very well done. I'm sure it was worth the journey, and I'm glad your employer was teaching our Smart Dollar program so that you guys could have access to this material. That's amazing. Very cool. All right, Eric and Jennifer, San Antonio, Texas, $15,000 paid off in 2 years, making $60,000 to $75,000 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Yeah! That's how it's done. Open phones this hour. The phone number is 888-825-5225. Rachel's with us in New York. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, my husband and I are about 1 year into baby step 2, so we're really excited about that. And we recently met with a financial planner who actually counseled us that it might not be in our best interest to pay off our home early. And I didn't really understand, his explanation, and it didn't really sit well with me. So I wanted to, ask you and get it straight from the horse's mouth. Is there any theory under which paying off the home early is not a great idea?
I don't think so. And I think you need a new financial advisor. But and here's why. Here's what's going on. The theory that he's using is an incomplete, naive math formula. And you can do it with me, all right? If you borrow money on your home at 3 or 4%, and you invest it with him in a good mutual fund, and it makes 10 or 12%, you should be making the spread between those two, right?
Right.
Okay. And that's his theory. Now, let's test that theory for a second. What's your home worth?
A little under 2.
100,000.
Yes.
Okay. Let's pretend you could borrow 600,000 on that home at 3%. 400,000 more than it's worth. And could invest all of it with the financial advisor and make 10 or 12% on it. Would you do that?
No.
Okay. Do you know why? Because when I ask you that way, with the absurd amount of money I piled on the table, and a crazy loan situation where you're borrowing 3 times on the house what it's worth, it suddenly wakes you up and makes you realize there's risk involved in this formula.
Yes.
And he left risk out of his formula.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. That's kind of what I was figuring, but, I don't trust myself to understand all of this.
Well, that's all it is.
Yet.
That's all it is. I've done detailed research, and 100% of the foreclosures occur on a home with a mortgage. So when you have a mortgage, you have risk that when you don't have a mortgage, you don't have. And mathematically, when you do not factor risk into your math equations on investments, you have a very naive investment program. Let me give you another example of leaving risk out of an investment. And nobody does this unless they're being stupid, or they have or they're being naive, or they have a need to sell you something and make a commission from you, one of the two. Okay? But let's look at this, okay? You could take $50,000 and you can put it on the table in Vegas at the roulette table. And if you hit, you're going to get $500,000. If you don't hit, of course, you get 0. Right? Or you can take that $50,000 and put it in a mutual fund and make around 12%. Why do we not compare those two things apples to apples? Risk. Because if the risk were exactly the same, you would always go for 10 times your money instead of 12% on your money, right?
Of course.
I'll take 1,000% over 12%. But when we adjust for risk, the roulette wheel is no longer attractive when compared apples to apples. And if you were to put a math figure on it to actually adjust it for risk, you'd see the roulette wheel drops below the mutual fund in rate of return after risk adjusted. Is that logical?
Of course.
And that's what he's leaving out of his formula, which makes him either a greedy financial advisor trying to get commissions, or a naive one, or worse, just stupid, which scares me more than the other two.
Yeah.
So the problem is that a whole bunch of people in that industry think that way, and so that's why you have to think for yourself, and you did a good job doing that. And so, no, you should always pay off your home. And when you get to that baby step, I want you to do the other things we've taught you to do first. I want you to finish up baby step 2 and then start putting 15% of your money into retirement and start your kids' college and, move on down the line with that. But when you get to your home, yes, you pay off your home rather than put money with this financial advisor. And I will reiterate, I wouldn't put a dime with this financial advisor you're talking about at any time. Just because, because if he advised me wrong there, the next time I might not think about it. I might not know. And so you used your gut feeling to realize that it was a bad idea because you got good common sense. That's what it amounts to. Hey, thanks for the call. Hope that helps you. Travis is with us in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hi, Travis. How are you?
Hey, sir. How you doing?
Good. How can I help?
Speak with you.
You too?
Oh, man, I've got a bunch of stuff going on and just want to see what Dave and Sharon would do.
Okay. I got about a minute. Let's go to the most important one.
All right. Let's get it quick. Right now, me and my wife make a little over $100,000 a year.
Good.
but that's all about to change. Just got told that I'm going to be a father for the first time.
Yay!
Which is great. Yay! Ecstatic. So our pay is going to be cut in half because we want her to stay home.
Okay.
We're big fans of yours. We're debt-free.
Good.
Don't owe a dime to anybody, but now we're at the stage we've got probably a little over 6 figures in the bank just sitting, and it's for our kind of rainy day everything fund.
You're a little heavy on the rainy day fund.
It is, but the reason was because we just found out we were having a baby. I didn't want to spend anything until we know baby's okay.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. It's a good way of looking at it. But now it's time to do some of that spending and just keep everything under control. You've done a great job, obviously, getting out of debt and having that pile of money. And congratulations on the baby. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Listening to KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
Here's the latest. I'm Doug Parrish. Officials in the nation's capital are sounding the alarm about this big winter storm that is just now starting to hit. Folks who live in the D.C. area are being told to expect Snowmageddon times 3.
Snowmageddon was multiple storms put together over several days. We're going to get an equivalent of 3 of those storms that happened over that time in one storm.
That's Chris Geldart with D.C.'s Homeland Security and Emergency Management. Up to 2 feet of snow could fall on D.C., Virginia, and Maryland by Sunday. Thousands of flights are being canceled as the storm threatens to bury parts of the East Coast. Nearly 6,000 flights have already been scrubbed today and tomorrow. More troubles for Chipotle. A new lawsuit is accusing the fast food chain of trying to cover up a norovirus outbreak that sickened more than 200 people at one California Chipotle location. The class action suit claims the chain tried to keep the outbreak secret in order to keep stock prices from falling. You're listening to the latest from 24/7 News. The hacker group known as Anonymous is threatening those connected to the water crisis that's going on in Flint, Michigan. Our national correspondent Joe Gomez has more.
Anonymous says that enough evidence exists to arrest Governor Rick Snyder in either voluntary or involuntary manslaughter charges.
We encourage the city of Flint to be vocal and demand that Governor Snyder face criminal charges. Anonymous will stand beside you.
Snyder has apologized for Flint's water crisis and has vowed to release any emails related to the situation. I'm Joe Gomez.
Well, you could call it backlash over the Oscars backlash. Actress Charlotte Rampling is calling the Oscars boycott racist to white people. Rampling is nominated this year for her leading role in the film 45 Years. She told France's Europe 1 radio station that black actors may not have deserved any Academy Award nominations. I'm Doug Parrish.
Out and about in Western agriculture, large crowds again attended this year's UCA&R Pistachio Day. More after this.
Your nut and stone fruit trees have worked hard for you all season long, and now they're ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy a little downtime. Don't let peach twig borer ruin that rest. Asana XL insecticide, now available from Valent USA Corporation, protects your trees from peach twig borer during dormancy and delayed dormancy, preparing them for the next season. Asana is formulated with a unique cottonseed oil that's rain-fast and has excellent UV stability, even under intense sunlight. That means Asana lasts longer for outstanding extended control, rain or shine. Give your trees the break they deserve from peach twig borer with a dormant or delayed dormant application of Asana. To learn more, talk to your PCA or go to valent.com/Asana. And while you're there, find out how Retain Plant Growth Regulator helps with fruit and nut set during cherry and walnut bloom. Asana XL is a restricted use pesticide. Always read and follow label instructions.
UCA&R held its 2016 statewide Pistachio Day this week in Visalia, where attendees heard about a variety of topics. Cooperative Extension Specialist Dr. David Goldhammer told growers how the future of irrigation in pistachios will rely heavily on remote sensing. Although the means to do so is not quite yet developed, Goldhammer says the technology could make irrigation more efficient than ever. Growers also heard the latest about bushy top syndrome, IPM management strategies, chill accumulation research, and some interesting results from new pistachio cultivars. Cooperative Extension Advisor Craig Carlson showed attendees results from 2 new cultivars that could be available to growers soon. One male cultivar in particular showed it could be a better match for the Kerman female variety than the current Peters male variety. Stay with Agnet West for more information from the conference. I'm Taylor Hillman for AgnetWest.com.
Miss one of your favorite shows? Don't worry, we've got your radio DVR right here on KCAAradio.com. Log on and listen to any show you want, anytime you want, on KCAA 1050 AM.
Hi, it's Dave Collins in Snow Country. We are basking in the fresh powder from these latest storms. Almost every single trail is open for you at no matter which mountain you choose from, and lots of events going on for this weekend in January. Mountain High right now with over 30 trails. Plus, they've got bands all day long Saturday at Mountain High. June with 35 runs on a packed powder surface as they ski at 100%. China Peak with a foot of snowfall over the past week. They've got 45 runs right now. That's 1,400 acres for you to explore. Bear Valley going with over 50 runs. Also Sugar Bowl with 3 feet of snowfall in the past week. 99 trails available for you there at Sugar Bowl. Over in Arizona at the Snow Bowl, they've got 40 trails on a packed powder surface. Crest to Butte in Colorado with over a foot of snow in the past week. They're skiing at almost 100%. In New Mexico, Ski Apache with 54 trails right now. Snow Summit with packed powder on over 24 runs. Bear Mountain with 24 runs as they go at 100%. And Mount Bachelor in Oregon with 88 trails. More at snowcountry.com. I'm Dave Collins on KCAA 1050 AM and the all-new 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Tom Ladd. For this afternoon, it'll be sunny with the high near 71. Cloudy tonight with low around 51. Chance of showers after 10 a.m. Saturday, mostly cloudy and a high near 62. Even chance for rain before 10 p.m. Saturday night, cloudy with a low of 42. It'll be sunny Sunday with a high near 64 and cloudy Sunday night with a low of 42. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. Chris Hogan has been all over the country this fall, and next week he'll be in Kansas City on Monday night for his first Retire-inspired event of the season. He's become America's trusted voice on the topic of retirement, and this event is one of the most requested that we've ever had. There are too many people out there who plan to live on nothing or social insecurity when they retire, and this is not a plan, and you aren't a statistic. So you have time to get in the seat and learn from Chris and get your retirement inspired. Well, you can retire inspired. Kansas City, November the 2nd. Denver, November the 12th. Oklahoma City, December the 5th. Retire Inspired. You'll also see Chris during his Retire Inspired book tour in January in Atlanta, January 14th. Anderson, South Carolina, January 16th. Houston, Texas, January 19th. Phoenix, January 23rd. Sacramento, January 26th. Doing Retire Inspired events at every one of those. So you can get tickets to any of these things and learn more about what's going on with Chris, his book tour and everything at ChrisHogan360.com, or give a call to our customer care team. They'll help you out at 888-22-PEACE. 888-22-PEACE. 888-227-3223. Lori is with us in Idaho Falls. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Better than I deserve, Dave.
Cool. How can I help?
Well, I had a question for you about insurance.
Okay.
Now, prefer basically going to through my when you go through the mortgage company and they offer you that insurance to cover or pay off your mortgage if something were to happen.
If you were to die?
Exactly.
Okay, a mortgage life insurance policy. Because there's two kinds of insurance that fly around the mortgage issue. Let's deal with that one first. Mortgage life insurance is pitched to you usually over the phone or through the mail, a lot of times even by the bank that you have your mortgage with. Okay? Okay. And that just pays off your home. It's a life insurance policy, pays off your home if you die. The only reason you would buy that is if you're uninsurable, if you can't get any other insurance, because it's 5 to 10 times more expensive for the exact same amount of term life insurance. If you just go buy regular term life insurance, it's cheaper for the same amount.
Then that was my question.
Okay.
So I guess I'll be giving Xander a call.
Yeah, do that. Give them a yell or jump at Xander Insurance and just look at the quotes and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, if you're uninsurable because you've had a cancer scare or a heart scare or something like that, a lot of those policies will issue without a medical. And so it's a way to get some life insurance for somebody that's uninsurable. So it's something to consider there. The other thing that comes up under the heading of insurance that has nothing to do with this discussion is mortgage insurance in terms of PMI, private mortgage insurance. And PMI has nothing to do with paying off the mortgage. For if you die, it has to do with paying off the mortgage for the mortgage company if they foreclose on you. It's foreclosure insurance is PMI.
Oh, gotcha.
And that's not optional. You buy PMI for your mortgage company to protect them if you don't put down at least 20% on a standard mortgage. And so, but that's a different kind of insurance. Has nothing to do with life insurance. And that is taken care of at the closing. And is, part of your quote from your insurance company at the closing and all of that. So that's what you're facing there. So good question. Thanks for calling. Let me clear all of that up for you. Liza's with us in Salt Lake City. Hi, Liza. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So we have $60,000 saved for a down payment on a house, and we plan to be in the area for at least 2 to 3 years, possibly longer. It could be a long-term move here. Mm-hmm. But we're wondering, should we continue renting since we're not 100% sure if we're staying here, or should we buy a house? Because we've been renting for about 13 years, and we would really like to buy a house sometime.
Yeah. Well, the 13 years doesn't really matter, except it causes frustration. What matters is the future. Yeah. Okay, so when you buy a house, the question is, will you be able to sell it for enough when you move 2 or 3 years from now to offset the closing costs and the costs of buying and the costs of selling?
What would those costs? What are those costs typically?
Well, I mean, if we just look at just the realtor fees, you're looking at 6% in most areas. And so usually you've got to have a house going up. The values need to be increasing in the 10% per year range for it to make sense to sell something within 3 years. So most of the time it doesn't make sense to buy within 3 years.
Okay.
Because because it's not going to go up enough. And the other thing you got to look at is, can you sell it when you leave? And so there's two pieces. If you want to do some more research, here's how to do it, okay?
Okay.
Take the neighborhood that you're thinking about buying in and ask the realtor that you're dealing with. Just jump on, if you don't have one, jump online and get one of our endorsed local providers, and they'll help you do this, to give you two statistics. Number one, what are the statistics for the last few years that indicate what the next few years will be on increases in value in that neighborhood? What percentage is it increasing? If it's increasing 2 or 3% a year, you're going to lose money after 3 years when you turn around and sell it. If it's increasing 10% a year, you could make money when you turn around and sell it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay, so you look at that. Well, number one statistic is how much is it increasing in value. Number two statistic you're looking for is called DOM, days on the market. How long does a house sit on the market in that neighborhood on average before it sells? And so I'm getting ready to sell my house in 3 years, and if the average days on the market is 270 days, that's 9 freaking months. Don't buy. Right? Don't buy. But if the average days on the market is under 30, you got a hot little market there. And so, and guess what? Here's what's interesting. Common sense will tell you that those two statistics I'm asking you to look at run together. If it's a hot market, it's going up in value. If it's a slow market, it's not going up in value. So they tend to run together. They both tend to give you the same answer.
Okay.
As to whether to buy or not.
Okay, because we were looking at it and we're like, we'll be, over the next even 2 years, it's like $26,000 that we've just put into rent.
Yeah, but you're going to put it into interest in a mortgage anyway. If you're paying a standard mortgage, you're not going to pay, it's almost all going out in interest anyway. So all that money's gone either way.
Okay, so we wouldn't get it back. Okay.
Yeah, if it was all going down in, if it was 100% principal when you paid that payment, you'd get it all back when you sold. That would make it make sense.
Yeah, and that's what we were thinking. We forgot about the darn interest.
Yeah, but it's 97% interest in the first 3 years.
Okay, even with, like, we were thinking of getting a $200,000 house, so even with 60% down payment, that wouldn't
make a difference? Unless you put it on a 3-year note.
Oh, okay.
It's the shorter, the length of the note is what determines the interest rate, or the amount of payment going to the interest. So,
okay.
Now let's say if you want to do this, if you're going to pay cash, it changes the equation a little bit, because now you're getting rid of the rent.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to take on a payment, 97% of your payment on a 15-year or longer note, 15 to 20 or 30 year, almost all of your payment is interest for the first 3 years. So you're not really going to make any headway that way. So if that's the equation, then we'll go back to my other set of statistics and stick with those two, and just say if it's a hot little market, it's going up in value, and I'll be able to get out of it, then go ahead and buy. But you don't want to buy something and be stuck in it when you get ready to move. That's going to turn into you pay payments in 2 cities. That got rid of all your, that just increased your problems, not decreased them.
Yeah, totally right.
So don't let house fever blind you on the math, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for the call. We appreciate you joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Thanks for being here, America. We're glad you're with us. Jimmy's on Facebook. What do you think of the business of providing homes for lease with the option to buy? I've heard good and bad about it, but I'm considering starting a business that would do that. What's your opinion? Almost no one exercises those options, so you're basically a landlord. And what would you do? You want to be a landlord. That's what you're going to be doing, Jimmy. Option to purchase is almost never exercised because these are people that can't afford a house, and they usually still can't afford a house. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Wondering what to do on your Friday drive home? Well, the bar's open and it's happy hour. Join us right here on KCAA 1050 AM on Friday at 3 for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. The gang's all going to be there, so dial it in. KCAA 1050 AM Fridays at 3 p.m. for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. Pour me a tall one. Brought to you by buysellmakeoffer.com.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM is San Bernardino Strong.
And now it's time for another Support San Bernardino Spotlight.
Hi, my name is George Hahn. I am the Senior Minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. In the next few weeks, we would like to support San Bernardino by highlighting the outstanding things about our city. Today's program features Dennis Baxter from Habitat for Humanity.
Thank you, George. I'm very proud that Habitat for Humanity San Bernardino area has been serving the residents of the area since 1992, so that's 24 years of building homes and building hope. Each partner family participates in our own curriculum in the greater San Bernardino area that provides guidance and resources to a successful long-term experience as being a homeowner. We have financial literacy classes that they go through so they understand the difference between being a homeowner and being a renter. Our Brush with Kindness program helps out low-income folks with, simple chores around the house. And, of course, our Restore, located in Redlands, is a real part of our fundraising effort. So it's building homes, it's building hope. Folks can give us a call at 909-478-1176 or habitatsb.org.
This program was underwritten by Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. If you would like information about today's program, please contact me, Reverend George, by calling 909-883-7171. That's 909-883-7171.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in and we'll talk about you right in front of you. Jerry's with us in Birmingham. Hi, Jerry. How are you?
Doing fine, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I've got a question. My wife is retiring like next February, and she's getting a lump sum of like $272,000.
Wow.
And we owe probably maybe $110,000 on my home and a vehicle and what's left on a student loan for one of my sons.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering what our best option would be to take that money and
how old is
pay
she?
all of that. She'll be 60.
Okay. Well, there wouldn't be any penalty, but you'd have taxes on it. And
right.
So in order to get, what is your household income at that time going to be?
Well, right now we're at like 125. We'd probably be down to probably like 100.
Okay. So you're in a 40% tax bracket. And so, it's going to cost you 40% to get that 110 out. So you're talking about 160 coming out to do that.
Right.
So you're going to pay your taxes to do all that. I probably would, though. Do you have any other retirement savings?
Well, I've got probably $550,000 in a 401k, and she'll be getting like $4,000 a month on her pension.
Okay. All right, that's good. Well, yes, but never borrow money again, right?
Right.
You're done forever on borrowing money. But you're going to pay taxes on your tax rate on whatever you pull out of there. But I probably would. I'd be completely debt-free by doing that because there's no penalties involved, and you've got enough of a nest egg left over and other arrangements made for retirement.
Right. Okay. Well, that was what I was concerned about because I knew I was going to throw us up in a higher tax bracket.
You're already in a higher tax bracket. You can't get any higher than you are now.
Well, that's probably true.
So, this doesn't throw you into a higher tax bracket, but it is all taxable at your bracket, and so right. That's the thing. But again, I want to say it out loud. Both of you need to raise your right hand and swear you're never borrowing money again for anything under any circumstances.
I agree there. Totally.
Yeah. If you're going to be debt free, let's be debt free. Matt is with us in Palm Springs. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Right on. All right, so I have a problem with me and a relative. We agreed on her selling me a car. Unfortunately, I didn't have money at the time, so we agreed on payments. Well, we initially agreed on $2,000, and the car's almost paid off now, but now she's saying that she said $3,000.
So you didn't agree. So you didn't agree in writing.
Right. That's what I was going to say. We unfortunately didn't agree in writing. And
so to start with, you did a dumb thing by doing a deal with a relative. You doubled up on the dumb by doing it without doing it in writing. So
right.
So you don't have an agreement, huh?
Right.
Okay. And who is this? Who is this?
It's a cousin.
A cousin. So a cousin sold you a car. Now you've paid off $2,000, and you think it's paid off on a handshake, and the cousin's saying you owe another $1,000.
Right.
And neither one of you have any proof.
Right.
Who's got the title?
The cousin does.
Okay.
And that was just
You're getting ready to pay some stupid tax. That's what I call. That's what I call it when I do something stupid and it costs me money.
Yes, sir.
So worst case is you're going to give them another $1,000 to get your title, and that's a lot, and that's not fair, and that's not right. But it sounds like, I mean, do you think they're being honest and they honestly just don't remember, or you think they're just a crook?
You know what? I don't think she's a crook. Like I told her, she.
Well, there's only two options: either she remembers it differently, and you had a miscommunication, or she's a crook. That's the only two options. There's no middle ground.
Right. I believe it was a miscommunication part.
Okay, then why don't we sit down and try to split it in the middle?
No, yeah, definitely. The only problem is, this car. It's a 2007 PT Cruiser. She's put a lot of money into it, and going into it, that's the only reason why I agreed to the low price of $2,000, just because I didn't feel like it was worth a lot. And
I don't think any of that matters at this stage of the game. What we've got now is you have a car you can't get the title to unless you come to some kind of an agreement, and that agreement needs to be probably $500. Let's meet in the middle. You write her a check, you get your title on the spot.
Right.
That's what
Right. The only thing that comes into play is because of I know what kind of car it is. The other option that we talked about was me giving the car back to her. And the only problem with that is now she's saying, she's not going to give all my money back. And so that's the problem we're running into now is what she feels.
What's the car worth?
I killed it. It's about $2,500. $2,500, yes.
Okay, give her $500 and get your title, and then you can get your $2,500 out of it by selling it.
That's true. It'd only take about a month or two more.
So you don't have $500?
Not right now. No, like I said, I'm still continually making payments.
Well, this time, if that's the agreement, it's not a handshake. It's in writing, and you both sign it.
Right.
When I pay you $500 more, if I do that by X period of time, you give me the title. Simple little one-page agreement. Both of you sign it.
Okay.
And let's get this thing over with, because neither one of you are going to come out of this feeling like you were treated right.
Right.
She's going to feel like you came up short $500. You're going to feel like you were overcharged $500. You're not going to trust each other again in a business deal. This relationship is scarred. You can't keep that from happening.
Right.
One of you is going to feel like you got ripped off, or both of you are going to feel like, well, we at least came to a conclusion, and both of you were dumb in how you did this. And I know that because I've done dumb too, Matt. I know what dumb looks like.
Yeah.
So it leaves a mark, dude, doesn't it?
Right. And that's the main thing. I just don't want any disconnect between us. Especially over $1,000. Well,
I think it's too late. There's already a disconnect between the two of you. Because if I'm in your shoes and I give her the whole $1,000, I got to disconnect with her.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I was treated right. And if you only give her $500, she's going to feel like there's $500 worth of disconnect. So hopefully you can do it and not the relationship not be completely ended, but there will always be a scar there.
Right.
You can't keep that from happening. Because you'll never look at each other exactly the same way. And that's what happens when we don't have good, clear communication in writing on business deals. And that's what you set yourself up for. So I'm sorry you're facing that. It's a hard lesson to learn. I have had it happen to me due to my stupidity, I'll tell you that. And I wish it was only $500. Whew, a lot more than $500. I've done detailed deals in writing that people remembered the writing differently. Even when we read it, and it was very plain, they remembered it differently and are still mad. So, I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard, but you at least try and you at least do it in writing. And some of this comes down to the fact, too, that the more broke you are, the more this kind of stuff matters to you because it's a bigger deal. I mean, if you had a lot of money, this wouldn't matter much. But and if she had a lot of money, it wouldn't matter much. It wouldn't. But the problem is that this $1,000 or this $500 is a big amount of money in this situation with those two people. Other people, you'd have to add another zero or two to it before they felt the same way about it. So the more money you've got relative to the problem, the more serious the problem is. That's what it comes down to. And the more it leaves a mark, the more it stings you and that kind of thing. So that's what you're facing. I'm sorry you're having to go through that, dude, but it's one of those lessons, sadly, a lot of us learn the hard way. Wow. Tough times. Well, this is common sense for your dollars and cents. God's and Grandma's ways of handling money. If you've never joined us before, it's called The Dave Ramsey Show. And that puts this particular hour in the books. Our thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniels, our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.
Gotcha Racing Live, heard only on Kcaa, is your command center for racing news, the hottest interviews, and DIY projects. We are your destination for interviews with racers and fans, on-track interviews, in-shop interviews with engine builders, car restorers. Hear from our correspondents on live track, car shows. Gotcha Racing Live. Start your engine and race on over to Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5 FM every Saturday at our new time, 11 a.m. Gotcha Racing Live, where we put you in the driver's seat. Join Sewing Seats for Life on Monday, Leap Year Day, February 29th, for the 7th Annual Celebrity Golf Tournament to fight hunger. This year, the event will take place at the beautiful Glendora Country Club. Registration starts at 9 a.m. The shotgun start is at 10. For more information or to register, please call 909-392-5777. 909-392-5777. This is Joe Lyons. I hope to see you at the Sewing Seats Leap Day Golf Tournament.
This is KCAA Loma Linda. CNBC News is next. Brought to you by BuySellMakeOffer.com. Go there now and join the thousands who have already signed up for a new and exciting way to buy and sell online, launching January 15th.
Tom Busby, CNBC Radio. A listeria outbreak in packaged salads made by Dole has been linked to 1 death in Michigan and 12 hospitalizations in 6 other states. Now, the salads were packaged in Springfield, Ohio, and sold under the names Dole, Fresh Selections, Simple Truth, Market Side, The Little Salad Bar, and President's Choice. On Wall Street, stock